right. Got the music going. Chat, please let someone know if our music is too loud. We would definitely appreciate it. Thank you for being here as well. Let me go ahead and while everyone is rolling for inspiration.
Alrighty.
I'll go ahead and start reading the recap from last week once I bring it up here on the screen. Alright, so from last week's episode, episode 126, as our adventurers snuck into Old Rheyes, they came face to face with a horde of undead, the same undead that Tegan saw through the glow back in the main city. But where were the others? As they fought through the dilapidated town square, they knew that another time device was only a building away. Once the horde was taken care of, a few thieves met them and brought them inside one of the buildings, and directly into a meeting with Nelian, a dark elf very familiar to Tegan. Tegan brought Nelian aside, surmising that he was the one with the time device, and away from someone else after the same thing our adventurers were after, a mage with the markings of the anthology on his robes. Successfully convincing Nelian that the time device needed to go with the group, the mage left and the group promised Nelian that they would speak with Mayor Rheyes to secure a place in Rheyes for Nelian to run a proper thieves guild. Once back in the city, the group relayed what information they obtained to the mayor, and she shared with them a plan that she had already placed in motion to collect as many in power as she could and bring them to the city for a meeting. In this meeting, our adventurers will be poised to convince those who could help them most on the dangers that the library and the raising of the Great One has caused, and will be in the perfect position to get people on their side who could quickly turn the tides in their favor. There you go.
Teamwork.
It's great.
Maybe.
It's wonderful.
Let's see how this meeting goes.
You know what I didn't get out was my dice.
I mean, you don't have to.
Oh, I have to.
I can roll inspiration for everybody.
Oh, no, you can't. Yeah, super excited. I guess I'll go ahead and update viewers too if we have anyone here that's interested. But not only we're towards the end of the campaign, but also just to give you an update on some of the things that happened off screen, just to make time here. Juniper took a magical tattooing class and aced it with flying colors. And asleep, did some reading, read a lot of great stories about Warforged that were super interesting. Maybe he'll bring them up sometime.
Lots of Warforged smut.
Yeah.
Making up for
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if these dice give me.
Judy, what does this word mean?
Oh, where did you get this book from? Oh my god.
Magic Daddy.
Oh,
Whoops.
Uh-oh.
Damn it, Magic Daddy.
Magic Daddy's at it again.
Okay.
Just gonna turn down the. Oh no! I changed the color of my stuff. My stuff isn't no longer the color I thought it was. My light's behind me. Okay. It's really bright.
Lights.
Yeah.
Just like your personality.
Aw. That's so sweet. All right. So I rolled, let's see here. So inspiration, everyone put it in chat. And Juniper rolled a 9. Let me turn down this music really quick, because I can already tell that it's a little on the loud side. Okay. Juniper rolled a 9. Tegan rolled a 12. Zavar rolled a 10, and Asleep rolled a 10 as well. All right, what did I roll?
Close grouping.
Okay, so Juniper gets it because it was a 7.
Yes.
Yay!
Wow.
All right.
Lovely. All right. So as I discussed with let me turn down my microphone a little bit. As I discussed with everyone last week, just to give an update to viewers, we're going to be kind of starting as the group enter into this meeting this evening. And so you'll be kind of seeing everyone as soon as you enter in. Well, we'll just get started into it. So everyone woke up this morning. It was a great morning. You got some breakfast and pretty much knew that you were expected in the meeting hall pretty much immediately in the morning. So went over to the main tower there in the city of Rheyes. City's bustling as usual at this time in the morning. When you get to the tower, the guard will take you directly into the elevator, already knowing who you're there to see, what you're there to do, and will take you up. Elevator doesn't go up quite as far as it usually does when you're visiting the mayor in her office. Goes up a little bit before. So you would technically, from DM to player, this meeting room seems to be about a floor below her office there in the main tower here in the city. As you get off the elevator, you pretty much step right into the meeting room. It's very large. You would assume the complete circumference of the tower, the tower itself. Mostly minimalistic. The table itself looks, very sturdy and beautiful, well crafted. The only really elaborate thing about the room is that all around going from wall to wall, is this beautiful golden fresco, this golden kind of carved illustration. From what you can tell, it looks like different places around Rheyes. There is one spot kind of towards the back wall, towards the head of the table, it seems, that does look very different than the rest. Still a landscape of sorts, but seems to have a different feel to it. Asleep, roll an intelligence check for me, since you might be the only one that would recognize this from your database.
Yeah. Guess what is his best skill? That's a 6 minus 1 for a 5.
Okay. Great.
Oh.
Great. Yeah, Asleep, you notice this looks different, but you can't really place where. I'm going to say that you can probably place that it might be dim glimpsed in nature, even with the low roll. Also, as soon as you step off of the elevator, you'll immediately hear a buzzing of activity and see a buzzing of activity as well, as different people are gathered in different areas around the room. There seems to be a small table with beverages, food on it. Probably about, I would say probably 8 Rheyes guards are kind of standing around. Maybe a servant there at the food, refreshing things. Pretty much anything that you would expect on what we would refer to as a continental breakfast. Breads, fruits, some meats as well, juice, water, coffee. But you will see some people you don't recognize around the room. Specifically, 2 Kinku. You would see an unrecognizable bugbear, so it's not gerbil, but a different bugbear. Let's see here. Tegan would recognize Queen Council Asada and 3 of her ruling council, Ralau, Yalith, and Erivari. Let's see here. You can see a gosh, I can't think of what they are exactly. Let me see here. If I can pull it up. Really
Lovely
quick.
people.
You can see a couple of Yantees that seem to look very similar to each other. Tegan, you would recognize Javica from Lisa Deer. And also Queen, you would have seen her, even though you mostly spoke with the King Anselm from Bornheim. The group mostly spoke with the King in this updated existence. But you would recognize Miss Anselm, the Queen Anselm, there, as well
she pregnant?
as.
Sorry.
No, she is not pregnant.
Okay.
As well as.
She was pregnant in the other timeline. That wasn't just a weird Jonathan question. Okay.
Juniper, Zavar, and Tegan, you would recognize Althora. Seems to be sitting kind of awkwardly with who Tegan recognizes as the Queen Anselm. Let's see here. Nadronal is there, sitting kind of awkwardly to himself with some food. Let's see. Zatara and Agnes would have came with you. You would see John Crestwood sitting at the table, as well as Tegan. You would recognize Neelian. I mean, you all would, but you would probably specifically note that, Tegan. And also, I think this would just be Tegan recognizing Greelick. Kind of standing off to one side. Zavar, you would notice four very familiar people to you. You would notice Toriuni and Osu sitting together at the table. Off to one side, kind of talking amongst each other, is Herc and Gilly. And Juniper, you would recognize Cammy and Jackknife. Kind of off to a corner, chatting amongst themselves, and Cammy would see you and give you a wave. And I would say that you're there probably about 5 minutes, Juniper, when Ruan walks in.
Ooh. Mm.
And kind of immediately kind of goes over to the food table, pops something in his mouth, and goes towards the table to sit down. Probably promptly asking a waiter, the service staff that's there, if there's any. You would hear, even in not so hushed tones, him asking if there's anything stronger. To which, they would reply later that they'll bring out some. They'll probably say later, but then upon his insistence, would seem like that they're hurrying out to get something for him. And he'll sit down at the table, kind of propping his feet up into a chair close by.
That checks out.
And around that time, Gerbil enters. With someone that Tegan recognizes, Leighton Fenton, from the mansion in the woods by the lake, with I think Olivia was her name, his ghost wife, in the basement of Curiosities in the portal. And Tegan, Leighton looks very rough. Just kind of has a little bit of a stumble to a step that you would probably recognize from your time as a thief. One akin to someone who's probably already been drinking this morning.
Wow. Okay.
and is just kind of tagging along with Gerbil, and will probably pretty quickly find a seat, not even bothering with any food, but would pull a flask out of his jacket and take a swig from it. A lot more facial hair, and just looks a little, like he hasn't had a shower in a few days. But Gerbil is here. All right, and for those watching, for the viewers, you can't see it, but I do have a map up for the players so that they can see. And in fact, maybe I can pull that up here. Yeah, you know what? Let's just put that into an extra spot since we have 3 of them available.
What are the orange circles?
The orange circles will be, you probably wouldn't see those yet.
Okay, all right.
Asleep, you would notice that there are a couple of kind of staying around, a couple people you probably don't recognize. But the rest of you would recognize as Zelthora specifically, and the queen, the other woman that she's with, who's Queen Anselm. Asleep, you would kind of probably, your attention will be caught to a couple of Warforged looking like creatures who are standing very close to them, almost like in a guard position. Even you would probably recognize.
Those are the circles?
Those are the circles by where, like, Zelthor, by where, like, right here. The other 2 you don't see. I mean, they're not sitting down yet.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And they're guarding them, it looks like?
Yeah, they seem to be standing about 10 feet behind what you would assume, what would seem like kind of a guard type position to be in. And just kind of standing very still. Not talking to each other or to anyone else around them. Just kind of staring ahead. All right. I will go around and just see from each of you if there's anyone that you want to go and chat with before the meeting starts. As I said, right now everyone's pretty much either like enjoying some food or just kind of chatting amongst themselves anyways. Tegan, I'll start with you. You can say that you want to go and just sit down at the table, or you're free to do whatever.
No, noticing, of course, Gerbil, and especially seeing Gerbil come in with Leighton, and Leighton in the disheveled, in disarray. I'll approach quickly Gerbil, give him a hug, and while I'm hugging him with some, what's up with Leighton?
Oh, yeah, good to see you. You know how a little bit ago I messaged you about there being some like weird crap going on in Lisa Deer, and there's some kind of magic person protecting the area. Well, I went to go inspect and found our friend Leighton here. He's not doing too good. The anthology, the library's mage lackeys running around. They apparently attacked him or something, and he's a bit. It's kind of all over the place, but from what I've gathered, he to protect them from getting down into his basement, that had all the stuff. He burned down his mansion. I don't think he's seen his ghost wife since, and I think whatever else he was able to salvage, I think he said he put it in a lockbox and threw it in the lake. You know, the one where I really wanted to water our horses at.
I remember that.
Yeah, so there's some stuff at the bottom of that lake. But I figured he'd, be good when I got, the message. I figured he might provide some insights, or at least, further evidence that the library is up to some shady crap. So, but also, Javika's here too. So, but yeah. So what's going on with you guys?
Making progress slowly but surely. We've Tegan's a little apprehensive because doesn't directly know everyone at the table, so he will say to Gerbil, we've recovered some of the items we've been looking for and sent them on, so we're making success there.
That's good.
But yeah, as evidence with Leighton, I guess the anthology is ramping up their efforts to
to say the least. Yeah.
And with that, I guess he sat immediately down, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Leighton's just kind of sitting there and at the table.
I kind of, to get him to come, I kind of promised him some like special monk booze. So if you want to, Zavar, if you want to meet him. But if Zavar's around, like at some point, I mean, if Zavar's willing to share, I don't know. I think Zavar could literally hand him anything and he'd drink it. He's had a rough go of it.
Oh yeah, Tegan will. Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah,
I was gonna say, but after Tegan is done, Zavar's gonna bear hug you or, something. So just that's coming.
Stunning strike.
But
Pays.
go ahead.
Pays Zavar.
Well, now, after Tegan. 'Cause
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I was just going to. The last thing I was going to do was I will take a knee next to Leighton's chair, so I'm not sitting at anybody's seat, but looking at Leighton and saying, "I'm so very sorry that they found out where you were. You're amongst friends now, and we'll do everything we can to defeat the anthology and to make right what they did to you."
It wasn't right. It
I
wasn't
cannot
right at
imagine.
all. Thank you.
And we all appreciate you making the effort to come here.
Take another swig from his. Oh, at least the food's good. Thank you, Tegan.
All right. I guess who else would I? Of course, give a nod to John and happy to see Nealon there, and
Yeah, Nealon would definitely, kind of say hi to you, and Mayor Rheyes thought that I wanted to extend an invitation, so.
you're welcome here, and you and the group can be most helpful with
hope so.
information. Nothing spreads faster than rumor.
That's what I've come to learn. Glad to be here.
So we can get the information out with the network. not to trust the anthology.
Help where I can, as long as at least a majority of my people are safe. Some of them I can spare. You know how it is.
Yes. Yeah, wave hi to Zelthura. Of course, Nadrano, I guess we'll maybe probably get an update from Nadrano at the meeting. And it's good to see Zelthura again. I'll just, make sure I acknowledge Zelthura at the meeting.
Hey. Glad to see the group's relatively okay. Including
We're
the
hanging in
bugbear.
just Gerbil's just like staring off at the corner, just like just like keeping like a triangle away from like Judy and something. It's just like a little bit just he doesn't know how to handle it.
Oh, y'all would have noticed. I'll get back to that combo in a second, Tegan. But y'all would have noticed. Where was your tattoo, Juniper?
Oh,
well, now that you have to see it, she
And
just
what?
lifts up her
And
shirt.
what was it?
No,
I mean,
Whoa.
if you're
Kidding.
if you're wearing what your character art is showing, then you're not wearing that much anyway. So
yeah. You said limb. Can it be the side? Could it be the side?
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So I mean, you can see that through her normal clothing. Like her right side just has like a oceanscape with the heartbreaker on it because trauma, and it's just a very it's the most piratey thing you can imagine, minus the skull and crossbones.
Nice.
Right between her shoulder blades, and
Nice. So great.
yeah. So she might be, good. Yeah. Where? But it's like I don't know, more cloudy looking. There's Steph. I'm trying to think of the piece of art that I was thinking of with the like waves that are like clouds. It's that's not what you asked me.
Oh yeah,
but-
I don't know who. I don't remember the artist's name, but I know what you mean.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
like the block print, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's got maybe a bandage, but mostly just shiny new tattoo. And is
Oh, that's
yes.
it. Hokusai
Yes.
is the wave. Thank you, Wavy.
Thank you, Wavy. Of course you would know one about a wave. Yes. And not throwing anything when she comes in. Promise. Shrible's safe.
Nice. So Zelthora would probably to Tegan would be like, "You doing okay?"
Yeah, for now. Yeah, we've making some progress, and we've helped some people, and it's glad to see everyone here. It's going to be we saw I don't know if you've seen them, the banners and leaflets they're handing out stating their intentions, and silly and dangerous.
Tore up the first one that I found, and I've been tearing them up ever since. So
yeah, can't say that I haven't done the same, but it's very good to see you here. That you're well.
Yeah. Kind of checked in with this one. Found out, to kind of like lean into you a bit, Tegan, found out the king, Ansem, died this about a few months ago.
Oh.
Yeah. Just health issues, not anything Seems that he's had them for a bit and just kind of caught up with him suddenly, it seemed. Yeah, I went in to just check and see if Jerheim had returned, but nothing yet. So I've been kind of staying in Borheim and, doing what I can to help. The Anselms seemed important to Jerheim, so it made them kind of important to me.
Good. We'll try to find out if we can find anything more about him and see if we can pin him down.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Tegan. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Good doing what we can. Doing what we can.
Good. Have you heard from Polo at all?
To be fair and honest, no.
Mouse guy.
Yeah.
Last we heard, he was with her.
Yeah. Did we? I don't even think we have we didn't have a
He
stone to Polo.
hung out
No.
with me for a while after, we got separated at the stupid
Library.
Stasa or whatever the heck it was.
Yeah.
I'll admit I kind of left him behind in a city. I talked a lot, Tegan. It's kind of not my thing. So
I understand.
I kind of sent him off to a fair and just left. But I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's okay. He seemed pretty capable. Had a lot of, people that he knew in different places, it seems. So I'm sure he's okay. I made sure I left some, gave him some money before he left. And, yeah. I'm sure he's fine. Well,
We'll check. We'll see.
Get back to this food. It's been nice talking to you.
Yes. Looking forward to working together.
Polo is the Forsaken. Anyone else that you want to talk to, Tegan?
Of course, acknowledge Queen Izada and thank her for all her efforts.
Certainly. Yeah, she'll be, a bit reserved on the formal side. Not coldly so, but, just from what
In her position,
you
yeah.
expected. Probably, well, the ones that you mostly talk to, I would say Ralau would probably give you a hello. That's the dark elf, kind of dark, long, dark, blue hair. She'll just be like, hey, Tegan. And just, give you a wave and ask how you're doing and that sort of thing. So.
Okay.
All right. Anyone else?
Yeah. Let the others mingle.
Okay. All right. Also, Gerbil, you would notice the other bugbear in the room. Obviously. I just want to remind you that there was another bugbear in the room in case you forgot. So
Secret bugbear handshake.
yeah. And of course you would recognize the people that Gerbil would recognize. The bugbear. Do you know the person the bugbear is sitting with? Let me double check. No, you don't recognize the people the bugbear is with. But would he reckon? Nope. Okay. All right, I'll come back to a sleep and such. Zavar. So Zavar, I point out the people that you know. So the bugbear is with your two monk friends. large hulking bugbear. You'll recognize some of the colors and clothing on the bugbear. It looks like they've been kind of they've repurposed a few outfits from the monastery to be able to fit his large figure. Definitely considering, well, one of the monks is human, the other one is halfling, and the bugbear sitting beside the halfling. Definitely an interesting comparison in size there. Yeah. And then of course you would recognize Gilly and Herc. Herc and Gilly seem to be kind of very kind of like chatting with one another, and you'll hear like some laughing, your monk friends are of course a bit more which is what you probably remember of them, a little bit more reserved. But they're just sitting there kind of exchanging, nodding at people and, exchanging some words with each other. Who would Zavar like to talk to before meeting starts?
Well, as I scan the room and I see those 4 people I hadn't seen for a while, I also see Gerbil.
Yes.
But I'll see that, Tegan reaches Gerbil first and starts talking. I'll give them a moment because I know that I'm gonna, and I know what's gonna happen, and it will be rude to anyone else that's trying to speak with them. So I'm trying to be nice, but there's a lot of people. But I see Herc and Gilly, and I'll run over to them first since I'm letting Gerbil and Tegan catch up first.
Okay. Herc will of course be like, Zavar, and kind of stand up and give you like, if it's customary, would give you like a hug and,
Oh yeah.
How are you doing?
Mug hug.
Hugs and slaps and some bashes and, pats and
yeah. And for those, Herc, for everyone else, is a human bard. He's human. He's kind of dressed in kind of darker colors, but also a few splashes of color here and there. Kind of brown hair that's kind of to his chin, with some stubble. And Gilly, the other person that Zavar is talking to, is a pretty good sized half-orc female. Kind of just, and just kind of like a tank and some, and some pants with some neat high boots, with this short kind of red hair that's kind of like braided back on one side. Gilly will be, Zavar, hey, and kind of give you like a rough pat on the, like, hit on the shoulder.
I just get...
Okay.
Yeah, and I give her just a nice, strong punch to the gut, as hard as I can.
Oh! It's good. You've been practicing, haven't lost that touch. That's great. And Herc will kind of lean in. So you've invited the monks as well. They have a friend with them. Is that another friend of yours? The big hulking guy, the size of Gilly over here. And Gilly will give him like a hit on the shoulder.
Funny story. I've made a friend with one of those, but that's not my friend. I have no idea. I'll check in and figure out who that is.
Interesting.
In a little bit. Yeah, but I'm so happy to see you guys. I'm so glad you could be here. It's been so long, and I learned out once I got back that I've only been gone for like a month or so or something. I got lost track of time, and it's been like much longer for you guys. I had no idea. So
yeah, man, it's been over a year.
So, how is the bar? How is your fighting, Gilly? And any good stories? I mean,
bar's
I don't have
great.
time, but
Gilly will be like, oh, I'm keeping it real. Got some acquaintances going on. We're really making it happen.
Nice.
You know me. Always busy. Always the entrepreneur. Her kind of always the busybody. She'll give him another hit on the shoulder.
Yeah, you never you never really slow down for anything. I tell you what, I haven't slowed down hardly at all. Believe me, as soon as I made it back to this area, I've been looking for an opportunity to come and visit. But this worked out much better. I'm glad you could make it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is kind of a weird big deal, but it means a lot to me.
Yeah. Well, we're glad to be here and happy to help in whatever way that we can. Right, Herc? Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Well, listen, I will try to catch up with you a little more later.
Sure.
I gotta go say hello to, you know, I haven't talked to Ozu and Toruni for a very long time. I'm not sure how that's going to go. But anyways, you know, punch, slap.
Yeah,
you know.
right, yeah.
I'll talk to you guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. And they'll kind of like, you know, noisily sit down and get back to their food.
Yeah.
And at the other end of the table, for the most part, is for those everyone else in the room, would be an older-looking halfling female and an older-looking human male, sitting at the other end of the table, both in kind of monk-like attire. Female kind of has a bit of a larger body, but still looks in shape, with their curly hair, red hair pulled back into a tight ponytail. And the other is definitely white hair and a white beard, pulled back into a bun. And with them sits this hulking bugbear.
Yeah, so I'll carefully, you know, make my way through anyone that's still standing around and approach them. Are they sitting or standing at the?
They're sitting, kind of talking amongst themselves, but would probably be keeping an eye out for you, recognizing you, and would see you approach and probably both stand to greet you in whatever is accustomed to your monastery.
Yeah.
Slap.
Something. Yeah. I mean, that's where I got it from.
A fish off the plate and just slaps you across the face.
Start throwing dishes at each other. Yeah, no, very respectful, you know, mostly, you know, with this, you know,
Yes, they'll both bow
sometimes
to
they
you,
bow.
right?
Yeah.
Probably Toriuni would, like, oh, it's good to see you. Glad that we could be here for you. Savar.
I am most honored that you are willing to make this meeting, and I apologize for being so long out of communication, and I certainly hope that the monastery is doing all right, and that that you're meeting your needs, and that all of the students are doing well, and that they're continue to be safe and not giving you too much trouble.
OC will nod. Everything is fine at the monastery, yes. I've noticed that this might be a little bit awkward, but there's someone here that is associated with your past. Have you met Nadrano?
Indeed I have.
Oh, okay.
I've definitely had some questions about my past and my
Yes,
heritage
I'm sure.
come to light, and so it's hard to describe. I definitely don't have time to talk about it at the moment, but
Yes.
I've learned about more about my parents. I found out that this is my ancestor of sorts, great grandfather,
Yes.
one or the other. And I hope that well, at some point we're going to have a good chat about all of that. And I hope that we can make the time when things have calmed down and are safe to be able to do that. But just so you know, if any of this information you had to choose to not reveal to me, I've thought about it a lot, and I hold no anger or judgment. I assume that you had all good reasons to not mention certain names for me. I understand, and I hope that we can talk about that later. I have missed you, and yeah.
And Osu will put a hand on your shoulder. It's okay, Zavar. We will definitely have time to talk later, and after things have calmed down, yes. Mm-hmm. And I will impart whatever facts, knowledge that I can to you.
Okay.
I think it's time, and you've come to a place where you can accept it. And I'm only sorry that if anything that we have had to keep from you at the monastery has caused you any pain recently, but it seems like you understand the position, and I am happy to share with you now when the time it comes and you're ready to hear it.
Well, it all happened pretty fast. I mean, I can't deny that it would have been nice to have a little bit of a warning. Whew, you should have seen me fly off the handle when I found out some things. But
we all
so far
fly off the handle sometimes.
Well, and you know me. I mean, anyways. Something that I've been preparing for apparently a lot longer than I thought, but I have, as usual, been saving, and I want to give this to you now before this meeting starts, because just in case for some reason we can't have time, and I'm going to hand a bag, and it's the bag that I've got 600 platinum pieces.
Oh,
and
this is
thank
you.
I usually try to make sure I visit and give you what I can, and but I've been very fortunate, and I had no idea that it would be so long, or at least for you. So please take care of the kids and make sure that everything is kept up and provided for as usual. And
thank you, Zavar. It's very kind of you. Let me introduce you to Gutrath. And he'll kind of motion over to the bugbear, who will kind of awkwardly stand, even given his size, and just, give a kind of a haphazard bow, very unpracticed. You would recognize it. Gutrath came to us after some of the bugbear army started dying down, and we have trained him and a couple of others. And they have done well. But Gutrath, we wanted to bring Gutrath here to represent some of the bugbears and what happened to them.
Gutrath? Is that what your name is?
Yes.
Well, I am Zivar. I am very pleased to make your acquaintance. I cannot think of anyone better to be good wards for you, caretakers for you.
Yes.
They will always do their best to keep you on the right path, and I hope that you are able to respect and assist them. I hope that you are doing well, all things considered. It's definitely not bad things happen. I hope that you are doing all right, and I can't wait to learn more about you.
Thank you. Now give another haphazard bow. And
duck out of the way.
Turn and sit down and kind of quickly put something in his mouth.
Okay.
We'll talk to you after the meeting, Zavar.
Okay.
Thank you again.
Yeah. I turn away, and then at the last moment I kind of turn back and kind of grab, around each one of their shoulders, kind of in a group hug real quick, and then, turn away.
Okay. By the time that they recover and even realize what's happening, you've already started turning away, and they're just you'll see a smile on her face. Probably both of them. Right. Anyone else you want to talk to so far?
If Tegan's done talking, or at least if there's a gap in that conversation.
Sure, I would say
That's
by
when I
now
make a
that
beeline
Tegan's done talking
Yeah.
to Gerbil.
Now I'm like, all right, excuse me, pardon me. You know, Gerbil, you are here.
Oh, hey. Hey, Zavar.
Oh. Come here, and kind of whatever I can.
See the chicken wing. No.
Here, have a drink.
Oh,
It's been too long since I've been able to offer you one.
Thank. Ooh. That's some good stuff. You know what? I'm glad you're here. This is my friend Leighton Fenton. He would love to try some of this stuff.
Oh, here, absolutely. Layturn, what is your name?
I was promised.
Leighton
yes.
Fenton.
Leighton
I
Fenton.
promised him some
Leighton.
good
He'll
monk
kind of
booze.
stick out a hand
Oh.
for you to shake.
Yes. Oh, right. Shake first.
It's a little sweaty.
Alcohol next. Yeah.
Oh, thanks. And he'll just immediately pop the top and just take a swig.
Ah.
That's fine, my friend.
Mhm.
Can I hand it back to you? I appreciate it.
Mhm.
Actually, wait a minute. Here, can I try that again? And he'll
Yeah, absolutely.
take it, sit
Have
it
some
on
more.
the table, and open his flask and pour a little bit in there. Here you go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right. All right. Thanks. I'll leave you to it, Leighton. I'll take Zavar back over. Thanks for that. That was the only way
Yeah.
you could have become.
Oh, well, and I'm very grateful that I did not forget it for some reason.
I never had a doubt, Zavar.
I mean, and nor should you ever. Well, you look good. I'm glad you're here. The big crazy thing is happening. Can't
Yeah,
believe all these people.
yeah. There's lots of people here. Yeah.
Oh, well,
I'm kind of surprised that some of them,
Mhm.
are here, but right. Yeah. So those your monk family?
Oh yeah. Those two, Ozo and Torioni, they're basically my foster parents of sorts. They run, they are of kind of the two that do the most parenting of sorts. They care and look after a lot of us, and they're the ones that I have broken the most rules against, and have continued to accept me every time I come back. And they're definitely important to me. But don't let their stature, or their age, or their looks fool you. They will kick your ass.
Oh, I have a feeling everybody in this room could probably kick my ass.
No, Gerbil, you're a tough dude. I have always enjoyed watching all of us, get through our scrapes together. But I'm sure you'll want to catch up with others. I'm just so happy to see you. Give you a little thump on the, not too hard, but a little thump on the chest.
No problem.
Yeah.
Just hopefully we can figure stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
Anything?
Well, that is the goal.
Yeah.
So-
Anything major with you guys? I mean, Tegan's kept me updated as much as he can with a sending stone
Mm-hmm.
every other night. So But
Yeah.
you all seem
You want me
healthy.
to? Oh yeah. We're. I mean, we've survived so far.
Sleep won't stop waving at me.
That one's been fun to have around. Definitely
Yeah.
different. Kazil and Kazil left for a while. Little bummed about that, but he said that
This is my shocked face.
he said that it was something that mattered and it would make sense, and so I'll just try to trust him, and hopefully that all works out. But it's nice to have the rest of us here. This is so many people.
Yeah.
It gives me hope. This might be something that we can really do.
Yeah.
But I need to eat and drink more. Go find, find Junie, find Renarius, find whoever,
Right.
I'm
Good
sure
good
they wanna
idea.
talk to you.
That's good idea. Renarius! My old pal of mine.
Wow.
Gerbil.
Just-
The last thing I'll do is I'll walk back to Nadranel and just be, nothing big, just a cordial greeting and maybe some small talk, and that's it.
Okay.
And
Yeah, he would be a little
nothing
awkward with the small talk, but amiable
Yeah.
to,
Mhm.
letting it
Yeah,
happen.
I'd keep it short.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'll go back to eating, drinking, and holding up a wall somewhere.
Okay. Cool beans. Asleep. Is there anyone that you would like to go and talk to?
Gotta get my sleep background so everyone can understand. All right. Okay. Asleep would. He'd probably for the first few minutes just stare and take everybody in
Sure.
and just register everybody.
Okay.
And then I don't know, I guess the first person he'd probably walk up to, I guess, would probably be it would probably be Nadranel. Just
Okay.
hello, Nadranel.
Oh. Hello, Asleep. It's good to see you here. Enjoying the
Yes.
the crowd. How are things?
I do not know. I'm not sure I've been in a crowd like this
Right.
before. I don't want to mess things up. This seems very important.
Sure. I don't think you'll mess it up. Asleep, I think that you have definitely some insights that will help.
I hope you are right.
I think I am.
Do you know many people here other than us?
I know Mayor Rheyes, cordially acquaintance, and well, of course, Agnes and Zatara and your
Right.
group, Gerbil. That's kind of reaching. Oh, I think waving once is enough. Asleep. That's kind of it. Is there someone that you were wanting to know? We can ask.
No. Well, I want to know everybody,
Oh,
but I don't know.
oh.
Are those Warforged over there?
You know. Okay. They do look kind of like Warforged, right? Don't they? I'm not sure that they are though. He'll because I think that he's sitting kind of close to them. Oh no, he's not. He's on the other side of the table. He'll look over at Zelthora, who is just kind of sitting there. Excuse me. Yeah, excuse. Hi. Zelthora be like, hey. Hi. Are those Warforged behind you? They look impressive. Oh. You know, I don't know. Sure. I don't know. Kind of lean over. Oh, actually, they're automatons. They're not warforged.
Automatons.
Oh, John would kind of turn to you asleep. They're so they look like warforged, but they're not made the same way. Asleep.
How so?
Well, I don't know.
Are we talking to John?
Nadrano.
Nadrano.
I thought you were talking to
so
Nadrano, right? Nadrano.
Yeah, no. I thought you said John
Nadrano-
at some point.
No. Nadrano will be
Alright.
like,
Okay.
I don't know. It's something with how they're constructed, I think. Yeah, I do know Warforged, like yourself, date back a long time. Usually. I think these are made current, like, now. Like, these could have been crafted last year. I mean, you've been around for a lot longer than that. Well, your body has. This is getting complicated.
As it always seems to be.
Yes.
I think I understand. I read a book today.
Oh,
I think it helped.
good. I'm glad to hear that. Reading's always a wise thing to get into.
You wouldn't happen to know whose soul is in my chest, do you?
No, asleep. I don't know. Are you sure that's what happens?
No.
Oh, okay. I know. I don't know if you have anyone inside you or not.
Cool.
Maybe you should go and find someone who knows a bit more about Warforged to talk to them. Maybe someone else at the stable.
Right. And at that point, I think Sleep will just turn around and then just John. It's
Just go to John.
I know you.
Do you ask John the same thing?
Well, first he'll just go up to John and be like, "Hello,
Hey,
I'm just
asleep.
talking to the people I know."
Oh, good. Well, it's me. It's good to see you.
I do. Oh, then he'll pull out the book from his rope belt. Wait, did I finish the book, or did you just tell me stories he read?
No, you finished the book.
Okay, I finished the book Lyric gave me.
Oh, good. He came with me to the city, but he didn't come here to the meeting. So, did you want me to give it back to him?
Yes, please.
Okay, I can. Thank you. I'm sure he'll appreciate getting the book back. Did you learn a lot?
I think so.
Good.
There's lots of interesting stories.
Well, yes. Seems an interesting book.
Do you know about Warforged?
I know some about Warforged from reading and just talking to people. Are you needing to know something?
Well, I need to know a lot of things. But do you know what the difference between me and the automatons over there is, other than that they are the new hotness and I am the old and busted?
He'll give a chuckle at that. He will think to be literal, he'll kind of tap on your chest. That's what makes you different. Asleep. You have a crystal in your chest that holds what most assume, what many have written about, is a soul, I think, that gives you life and it makes you kind of you, but kind of not. It's kind of different. I mean, you're you as a Warforged. The soul gives you life, but the soul is someone different. If that makes any sense. Anyways,
So there is a person inside of me.
Kind of. Yes. I'm sure eventually, as you go along and walk around, and you'll kind of learn more about, maybe you'll start remembering things. That's sometimes, I think, at least in stories, how it happens, and according to a few people I've met. Some acquaintances of acquaintances, kind of.
But it is not my soul.
Technically, it kind of is. But technically, it belongs to someone else as well.
His like little pilot light just kind of like sputters for a second and then goes back to normal.
He'll tap your chest again. This used to belong to someone before it belonged to you. So it's technically their soul as well as yours. Does that make it better? Anyways, these guys over here, no offense to them, they look great. They do not have that. They're just machine. See?
Oh.
Or at least that's, I mean, there's some speculation, but yeah. Does that explain things a bit?
Sure.
Good.
Is there anybody here you think I should talk to?
I think that you should talk to everyone asleep.
There are lots of people here. I don't know if we have the time.
Why don't you go over and try and strike up a conversation with one of those automatons and see what the differences are?
What if they don't like me?
Well, they might not respond to you very well because that's usually not their thing. But you could try.
Okay. Sleep will just walk off.
Bye, Sleep. Go back to his food.
Bye. Yeah, we'll go up to one of the automatons. Hello.
Kind of like look at you. Hello?
Do you like me?
Hello?
Hello.
The other Tauntaun would turn. Hello?
Oh, whoa. What are you doing?
They'll both turn and look frontwards again. Guarding, they'll say in unison.
Oh. Why?
One of them will look at you. Instructed.
Oh.
And turn back to
She
the front.
seemed nice. He'll point to Zelthera. She seemed nice. She talked to my friend.
They won't respond.
You are not much for conversation.
Both say in unison. Guarding.
I think I understand now. Old and busted is better. He'll just walk off.
I love it.
Anything else asleep?
Hold on. All right. I rolled a die to see who he talked to. He's gonna go up to the Crestwoods.
Okay. You see this kind of older gentleman with this short beard, salt and pepper hair, and this woman with this kind of like long blonde hair kind of pulled regally back into a bun with some decorations on it. Both very kind of, regally dressed. Just kind of sitting there, keeping to themselves.
Hello.
The gentleman kind of like look up. Hello. Can I?
I'm asleep.
Hello, asleep. It's good to meet you. I am Mr. and this is Mrs. Crestwood.
Are you related to the John Crestwood?
I kind of give a slight smirk. Yes, that's my son.
Wow. What a small world. I was just talking to him.
Yes.
He told me I should talk to everybody here. And I randomly selected you. What are the odds?
That's... Well, the odds were in your favor.
I would say they were probably out of 1 in 20. Have you had a good visit to Rheyes?
It's been quick and probably not lasting that long. So, it's been a great visit.
Oh.
Yes.
That's good. Is there anything I can help you with?
No, is there anything I can help you with? Asleep.
Who should I talk to?
You might just want to go and sit down and wait for the meeting to start.
I guess that makes sense.
It's good talking to you. You'll kind of turn back and kind of
Do you think I have a soul?
Yes.
He'll kind of like lean over to the lady and just kind of whisper something, and she'll kind of like, oh, and kind of lean into him again. Kind of turn, and I think that's the speculation. That yes, I think that you do, or at least most say your kind does.
Have you met many of my kind?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
Oh, there was that one. Well, that was years ago. I'm going to go ahead and keep eating. It was nice talking to you. I'll see you in the meeting.
Yes, it was nice talking to you too.
Turn
He'll
back.
walk off. And he'll just like go to the opposite side of the room, just
Okay.
look at everybody. Till someone makes eye contact with him.
Okay. 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 All right. Juniper. So, you still see your two let's see here. Two of the people that you know, Cammy and Jackknife. Cammy has this kind of a little past her shoulders, straight black hair that has a little bit of a wave in it. Wearing kind of this like almost like a pirate hat of sorts, but a little bit looser, and this kind of like long jacket with knee-high boots. Jackknife is a tuxedo-looking tabaxi, dressed in these kind of like darker leathers. And Cammy, of course, waved at you earlier, and then Ran is sitting just kind of like feet up, crossed, at one end of the table.
Since the table is arranged in such a way that I have to go past Gerbil, she's gonna go the long way, and let them talk. And Gerbil's over there,
like turned around, like just like act like pointing at the fresco at nobody in particular.
So she takes the long way. She watched Gerbil and Tegan and Zavar catch up, and she will is Ron between her and the other two, or
yes,
is he like okay?
No, he's between. Yes.
Okay, so she'll go and push his boots off the table, and and
Junie.
Yeah. Oh no. I don't have time for you right now. You just sit. I'm glad you got the invitation. I'm really.
Oh, you should sit down. We can catch up.
Maybe later. Okay. Just.
No.
Oh,
Come on. No, come on. Please. There's no one sitting here right now. Please, just sit down and just take a load off. Here, you can have some of my pastries. Also some of my booze. Come on, sit down. You know you want to.
She will grab a pastry on her way around him. She's gonna give him a wide berth. And
I want to talk to you about something. Junie, sit.
Cammy,
Cammy, don't talk to her. Junie, sit for a second.
All right. Okay. She's gonna just jump for it and try and grab Cammy and give her a hug.
Okay. Cammy will give you a hug.
And she'll kind of push Jackknife towards Ruan just to get some. Just made a human wall.
I don't want to talk to you. Get out of here. Jackknife, leave. And Cammy will give you a hug. It's so good to see you. How are you doing?
Oh, thanks for not being mad. I know it's I didn't get a chance to let you know I was back, but you know how these things
fine.
go.
We've just been, doing our thing, kind of, hanging out. I've been helping with the guard, the sailors, kind of laying low, but also making money. It's a bit difficult in this economy, but we're making it happen. How are you? Oh my gosh, look at the tattoo. It looks amazing.
Oh yeah. You don't this thing's brand new.
Oh yeah, I can tell. It's a little bit red.
Yeah.
It's swollen.
Yeah.
Just be sure that you put remember the salve that Gregory suggested that one time. Just remember to put it on it. Make it. Don't forget the alcohol in it, and don't drink the alcohol. It's for the sap. Use it.
Right. Yeah. Never again. Okay. Yeah. I wouldn't have asked you all to come here if it wasn't important. I know you don't like to leave Davenport, so thank you. I'm fine. But we're not going to be fine if we don't make this happen. So just thanks for being here. And she's just like gonna, pat her on the shoulder. Oh, your hair got so long.
I know. I know. It's just I have a problem if I start, it just goes too short. So I just keep it long, keep it nice.
I don't know how you got Jackknife out from behind the bar. So.
Oh, yeah. I look. I know you don't want to, but I think Ruin really wants to talk to you.
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
I know.
okay.
It's not pleasant. But he seems a little desperate. I don't know. I don't, you know me. I don't try to get in the middle of you and Ruin and whatever is or is not happening at whatever time.
Yeah,
but,
what day is it? Who knows? Yeah.
You know, he's been very scarce. We were trying to get a hold of him to come over here, and then I was surprised to see him here. I mean, no, not because I knew that he was invited, but he didn't let us know that he was coming. He just kind of disappeared one day, and just kind of like he's been very weird lately. So I don't know.
Okay. Well, thanks for catching me up.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, eat. I'm sure I've been
You
told
eat.
it'll be something
skinny.
later. Yeah, it's a tattoo. Okay. All right. She's gonna like grab something off of Cammy's plate and mess up Jackknife's fur on his head. Just And okay, keep it quick. And she's gonna walk over to Ruin and
take some pastries. You know you want one. I got enough.
Cammy just said I look like I haven't eaten either, so give me that.
Yeah, eat something. Jesus. How are you doing?
Oh, don't ask me like that. It's been a minute. Fine. Got a new tattoo. Just kind of lifts her. Oh, forgets there's people around.
So
okay.
I mean, and if you think that I didn't notice already, then you don't know me, Junie.
Oh,
I do, but
just giving you the chance, you know.
Sure.
Cammy says you've not been around much.
Oh, I got things to do. I have people to see. I have routes to run.
You don't have things to do. You have things to steal. She just like looks around. These are really important people, and some of them are friends. So you watch.
I mean, I have been watching them, Junie, and they have a lot of stuff on them. Anyways, you know, I haven't stolen in a week. Okay, like a week.
She's gonna check her pockets.
Yeah,
Listen, you see that one? She's gonna point wherever Tegan's at. You don't touch anything on him. Okay, that will be the last. The last thing you do.
He looks, fine. Like, Yeah. No, I've been doing some runs. For your information, I have had a standing job for a couple of weeks now.
Couple weeks? I don't even know you.
Maybe 3 months.
Oh, okay.
Some group has hired me to do some investigating, some running of my ship, check out a few things, ferry some people around. It's been great.
I don't suppose you're gonna tell me who this group is. I'm probably gonna need more alcohol.
I don't know. It's someone from another plane, I think. They have runners, they have people here kind of do things, and it's been some of the best money I've made. And consistent. It's been fun.
Well, it's the only thing in your life that is consistent is money, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
so really,
I got this.
So really, Junie, what is? I mean, I guess that y'all are going to give your little spiel here in a bit, at the meeting about, what's going on, why we're invited here. But I mean, you've never really been one to get involved with a group outside of the ship.
Yeah. Well,
are you making money? At least tell me that you're making some money on this.
Yeah. You would think so? sometimes ruin, and I know this is going to be.
Judy.
There are some things more important than where your next ale comes from. Okay, and these people, and well, you spend some time with them, you'll figure that out. So I'm going to regret this, but can we talk after the meeting? I bet they're getting a little stir crazy.
Sure. We can talk after the meeting. That's fine. That's great.
You're going to be here? You're not just going to...
They're just going to pat your knee. Oh, I'll be here.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay. It was nice seeing you.
You're taking a pastry.
Mm-mm.
Always. I know.
Yeah, I could. She's just gonna let him put his boots up. She's,
Yeah.
She's gonna stomp off, and that'll put her right in front of Gerbil, and she will just pat him on the shoulder and keep on going.
Hey. Nice to Look at that.
Oh my
Is
god.
that obsidian? What is that?
She just like stuffs a cupcake in her mouth. Just
It's a nice chandelier. Look at that. How do they light those candles?
Aww.
Just a trail
awkward.
of confused, awkward people behind her.
Yes. Juniper, anyone else you want to talk to?
Oh gosh. Okay, so those. Let me think. Probably. I thought about picking someone's a random NPC to talk to drive you all nuts.
That's what I did. There are 28 people.
Right?
So,
Just pick one.
I mean,
no, this is
take out the people. You talk
more
to.
people than a crew. She's there's way too many. There's not even a boat in here. I don't think she's used to seeing this many people.
I mean, you have a pocket boat you can just throw out there.
Rems to throw it on the
Yeah,
table.
it's in your pocket.
Reyes, let's see, Jack. Okay. I'm looking at the picture here. No, there's a queen in here? Oh god.
There's like technically there's 3 queens in here.
Why would you put Jack Okay, all right. Don't give Jackknife anything to drink. He'll just knock it off the table. So they're
No one's talked to the Kenku yet.
Oh god, no.
Yeah, there are 2 Kenku.
2 Kenku. Oh god, we had a Kenku
sitting beside each other. Dressed finely, oddly enough,
No,
How's
I won't
that
do
Tabaxi doing looking at those Kenku?
it. Oh yeah. Oh no.
Tabaxi's now. Yeah, he has other things, other people to talk to.
In my head, I can hear the chittering.
No, she's just gonna kind of take it all in. I mean,
okay, all right.
Although I just realized, I thought, sorry, I put Rana by Cammy, so I went around the wrong side of the table. But either way, took a nice long route.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think if she wants to catch up with anyone, she'll do it after.
Okay.
So.
Gerbil, would Gerbil like to talk to anyone?
I mean, he'd probably just stick by Javica and just make sure he can keep an eye on Leighton.
Okay.
Because
Mm-hmm.
because Leighton's the unknown drunk he brought into this very volatile meeting, and he's kind of he might I don't know. Gerbil never talked to Greylick. Now that I think about it, that was the whole thing. He was on the other side of the portal during that whole thing.
Yeah.
With I mean, he kind of no. He probably would have, like, nodded towards Zelthura at some point,
Sure.
but he wouldn't have got over there.
So Thor would act just as awkward as Juniper.
Okay. He'd probably talk to John, because John's right next.
Okay. Yeah.
John, how you been?
Yeah.
Lark.
Yeah, been doing good. Gerbil, how about yourself?
It's been weird, but I mean, good weird. Did you hear that my wife came back from the dead and I found out I have kids?
I did not. No. That's amazing. I'm assuming. That's good news.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. It's just it's a bit a lot. And now I'm here and yeah.
Well, I mean, give yourself some time to kind of get accustomed to the relationship again, and also to to the kids. Get into that. Don't rush yourself into the father role. That's one of the worst things you can do.
Do you have kids?
No, I don't.
Oh.
Well, no, I don't.
Insight check.
Okay.
I need to pull up Gerbil's character sheet. I have to scroll down for Gerbil. It's been so long. Yeah, that's bad. 13.
You can tell that he's lying.
Oh wait, no, I hit. It was a 9, not a 6. Never mind. That's a 16.
You can tell that he's lying.
Oh, he's just gonna awkwardly sip from his cup. So, lots of people here.
Yeah, there are
any...
a lot of people, including my parents. I kind of point to his parents at the end of the table, just kind of sitting there. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty big.
They'll kind of catch eyes, and he'll give them a wave. Yeah, I'm not too excited about it.
Yeah, when was the last time you talked to them?
Talking to them isn't that much of a problem. It's just being able to ignore what they tell me. It's been a couple of weeks. It's just they want me to be there, and that's not my thing. I don't really want to be like, I don't want to be doing what they're doing. I want to be doing what I want to do, which I think is equally as important,
Yeah. Oh.
But they don't see it that way, and don't really appreciate what I'm currently doing. In Lisa Deer, with the mages and the kids and Lyric, and it's a whole thing. So,
well,
I am sure. I mean,
maybe.
What about your parents? You get along with your parents?
Bugbear clans are weird.
Oh, yeah.
Parents.
Okay. Yeah, you don't need
kind
to.
of a communal thing. I don't.
Sure.
Speaking of bugbears, do you know that bugbear over there? I probably should ask Savar because he's wearing monk stuff.
Yeah, I think they're with the 2 monks that are there, which I don't know them, and I haven't talked to them yet. But I heard someone saying something, whispering something about that he was with the Bugbear Army, or one of them that came in. Yeah. Interesting.
Very interesting. Huh.
Is he part of your clan? Do you recognize him?
He'll squint. Does Dribble recognize him?
Nope. You do not recognize him.
No,
Hmm.
I don't think so.
Well,
But I mean, I
that's how it
was
goes.
trapped in the Feywild for, like 10 years.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And now your wife's alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Funny how life works.
Yeah. Funny. That's a word for it. Yep.
Well, I'm sure you'll get the hang of it, Triple. You seem smart, intelligent. You'll do fine. Just let love lead. Right?
Who's lead?
Love.
Oh, lead as in the verb.
Let love lead you.
Let love.
It's what I did
Love
with
was the noun.
It's what I did with
was
Lyric.
verb.
And we're
Right.
happy, and you'll find your way. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Why the heck am I not with my wife right now? Triple just be like all sad.
My wife!
My wife. Sorry. All right. Well-
Who's your friend over there?
Oh, that's Leighton Fenton. Do you know Leighton Fenton? Does that name ring a bell to you?
Not really.
Yeah, we back when we first ran into you as we were on our way to Lysadir, back when we ran into you and Lyric there, we stumbled upon his mansion, and long story short, we broke and entered, and there's ghosts. I just wanted
Oh.
water horses. Anyways,
Okay.
he had a basement that had a bunch of portals to, well, what we know is dim glimpse now, and he was kind of like keeping track of ghosts and Shiga coming out of it. Anyways, he was in Lysadir when I was visiting, and yeah, it sounds like the anthology, they found him and
Yeah.
tried to rough him up, and instead of letting him have their way, he burned down his mansion.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
he's not
Wasn't that
doing good.
one of the y'all shared a list with me? Wasn't that one of the founders of the library?
Oh snap! You're right.
Yeah.
See, when I'm not with the active group, I mean, I'm dealing with the wife thing.
So you think that?
But you're right. You're right.
You think that the mages were probably after him because he was a descendant?
I mean, that's a fair point.
So
And to think about that.
they're going to try to kill all of you?
Well, I mean, I think they've kind of been trying to do that, because I think we kind of ruined the whole trying to convince us to work for him.
Yeah.
They kind of screwed that up. So they're probably just on the killing us train. Or who
Sure.
knows? Maybe he had lots of stuff in that basement of his. Maybe they wanted his expertise in something.
Leighton says, like my wife.
Oh yeah, I probably shouldn't have been talking about my wife coming back from the dead. His wife's a ghost. I am bad at social gatherings.
Dribble feels a knife in his back.
It's just,
Here,
hey, again, I
let
thought
me
you left
hand
with
you
the deal. Actually, the last shindig I was at, like this, was in fact at Burlesque. Kazil got stabbed
Oh.
by her ex.
Wow.
Man,
Well, that's
small world.
it's a lot of drama at
You know what?
at this table.
There is a reason I don't drink and I don't attend social functions. I'm just gonna. It's good talking to you, John.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go sit down.
Yeah, okay. Take another swig. All right. And as everyone sits down and everyone else settles into their seats with a little bit of food, a little bit of drink, and a hush kind of falls over the meeting room. Mayor Rheyes will kind of take up her place at the head of the table. A couple of guards standing on either side of her, which is the orange circles, BTW. Okay, let's get this meeting to order. And that's when we'll take a bio break. So for those watching, we take a 10-minute bio break. So stay tuned, and we will be right back. Great call on that, Zen. You got your hand on the pulse of the program. All right, see you on a bit.
I'm glad you said the pulse of the program.
Yes.
That was for a split second.
1
7,
and
6,
live.
5.
Ooh.
Are we here?
Oh, we're here.
We're here.
Are you?
All right. So we're back. A hush falls over the meeting table. And the guards are now kind of posted just kind of around the room, with one on either side of Mayor Rheyes as she stands at the head of the table. So let's get this meeting underway. Welcome everyone to this meeting of the minds of sorts, as we listen and hear and I guess you didn't come here to hear me talk. I've already talked to each of you individually for the most part, I believe. We'll bring up the people that we came here to listen to, and that I brought you here to listen to. These people are going against something that is very powerful. The library, located in a plane called Dim Glimpse. But I believe that they're making their presence here known through what I believe most of us have come to refer to as the anthology, which is the mages. Not all of them. Let me take a few steps back. But the mages who are banding together to take unwilling people out of cities and to bully people into cities into submission, towns into submission, or at least try to. I think that we've all ran into trouble, and some of us have even spoke to them directly. They offer help. They offer assistance. They will not help you. They may act like that they are, but I think that their promises they give you are empty and only a gateway into making things worse for not only your kingdom, but the plane itself. But, again, let's bring up the people who are actually in the thick of it, shall we? She'll kind of look over to Tegan and asleep Juniper, Safar. Do you have a speaker that you would like to bring up, or?
We'll exchange glances for a quick time.
Yeah.
I mean, the sleep
Please.
is always ready to go.
Let's all welcome them to speak to us. she'll give like a clap, and a few people will kind of. Juniper, you'll probably hear a couple of your people whistle. Zavar, you would hear a couple of your people probably, yeah. As you
Sadly, Tegan realizes he has no one.
Mayor Rheyes
Oh.
will kind of pull her chair to the side. The guards will go with her, and we'll leave that kind of head of the table area open.
Yeah, we'll definitely have that awkward minute where everybody like sort of like I guess the Tegan will stand up and sort of straighten himself out.
Although I imagine, Zavar would start to stand up and someone would grab his shoulder. No, you can sit
Yeah,
Oh, I
Judy.
would.
Just sit down.
Yeah.
Okay. Did we? Were we gonna ask Gerbil to come up too? I forgot. Did we ever decide that?
Oh,
I mean,
certainly.
he's
he
here,
would be,
but-
yeah, welcome. To,
You just get up.
he's still a
sitting
member.
in his
Yeah.
spot, like
Yeah.
sipping his tea.
No.
Tegan like gives him a pat on the back as he passes, and
Yeah.
slowly tries to
Oh.
guide him up.
Yeah, the class
Tegan-
project where you don't think you're gonna have to speak. Get up
Mhm.
here.
Tegan, as you like are straightened during that awkward pause, Asleep will Oh, never mind. Wait, yes. No, I do have guidance. He's gonna give you guidance. Like he's just gonna like barely touch you, just feel like a static shock on your shoulder.
You've all heard things and read things in leaflets and even met with certain representatives. We're here to tell you what we've experienced firsthand. The library / anthology is not here to unite. They are not here to come together. They are here, as they see it, to take their rightful place. Something they feel they are aggrieved, and something that they feel has been taken away from them. It's their rightful place as the, for lack of a better term, rightful rulers of what was left after the Great War. They seek to do this through reawakening the Great One, which they see as a sort of a demigod, semi-deity, failed or aborted experiment into achieving godlike attributes. That sleeping being is, we have come to believe, on this continent. And we feel that these leaflets portend what they plan to do. This great convergence is their planned, hopeful date of reaching that goal. You've all here had troubles with rifts and anomalies springing up. Their efforts to bring back the Great One are a side effect of that effort. And their efforts are now doubled because what they have been doing in the plane of Demglemft is slowly deteriorating Demglemft. They will no longer have a demiplane to their own, which has escalated things. But make no mistake, they are not here as your friend. They are here as your conqueror. We all have the places we come from. We all have differences. But those differences pale in the threat of a group of that just simply wants to retake what there is theirs. And for those of you who feel safe, I'm sure, as Miss Reyes can attest to, I'm sure the city of Rakoth felt safe at one point. It was uprooted and slammed at the Northern Crown, an area in Demglint, because that is one of the few safe havens we have from the library. And they continually do this over and over to places that do not succumb to their will. Our friend asleep here was from a dwarven city that was thrust upon the shores. The entire city thrust upon the shores of the Northern Crown. We need everyone's efforts to help gather information, make as many people as we can aware of their efforts to circumvent and short circuit any attempts they make to rally people to their side. Eventually, it will come down to a confrontation at a place where this great one is being prepared. We need everyone's help in making that confrontation a victorious one. I thank you all for coming. I understand you all have your places that you must attend to, and at the moment may not have had any interaction with this group, but it is coming. It's coming for us all. We have reason to believe that, just as a side note, that the whole entire bugbear incursion, what has greatly affected many of you, was engineered by the library as a distraction to get a foothold into this continent. I urge you to consider this seriously. And I hope you will help. Thank you.
Hmm.
Could you roll a persuasion check, Tegan?
Okay.
Don't forget the D4 with guidance.
Okay. Persuasion. All right, and a D4. Nice. 20, 30, 20.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anyone else want to say anything?
And I'll encourage everyone to, yeah. I'll look to the others.
If I may, Tegan, I'll stand up. I look across this table. I see people that I know, people that are new friends and old friends, and people that I've only heard your names of before. My name is Zivar. I stumbled into this. Well, I thought I stumbled in, but there's a force that seemed to suggest that it was my destiny to be on this path. And while it may have brought me to one part of that path, I retained my ability to choose for myself. The library and what they're trying to do is they want to take away our choices. They want to have the only choice. And I have seen firsthand the strength and the power that retaining your freedom has against these types of situations. And I believe that every person in this room represent a group or an area that you all care about, that you represent for their own protection and their rights. And what we have to gain from your participation is the one, that we are not without knowledge. Two, that the people of the world will not let this go as if it was just a story or a lie, because with all of us working together, we can inform those the danger, and we can learn more about how we can protect ourselves and rally more to the cause of standing up against them. At this point, knowledge is one of the most important things that we can use to arm each other. I have learned things about myself and my family and my ancestors, and that has greatly strengthened me. I hope and implore that all of you will be a part of this movement, so that we can gain your strength and that you can gain each other's, and that by doing this, we will be able to stand up against these threats and retain our ability to choose our own destinies and not have them be chosen for us. Thank you. And I sit down awkwardly.
Yeah, Tegan will apply. Yeah.
Make a persuasion check, Savar.
$18.
All right. Anyone else want to say anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to
Asleep
go
will-
first?
Well, if Sleep sees Judy start to speak, he will step back and sorry, Zamar, but now he will remember to cast guidance on Judy as well.
Oh, okay. Right in front of the mayor who doesn't like magic. You're learning.
I mean,
Yeah, good point.
she
I mean,
she knew exactly all the people she invited. She knew she
yeah.
It's true.
Gerbil doesn't know
She
that
just-
role.
she just hired a
Asleep.
She
Yeah.
hired a thieves guild. She understands some lines are gonna have to be crossed to defeat this stuff.
It's great.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
You hear
So this-
a stray whistle as you step out.
I'm gonna give a side eye to
Hmm.
Who
Mm,
gave the whistle?
Curry or
yes.
whatever his name is.
Yeah,
Was it
some,
Rod or Jackknife?
some
Yeah.
guy sitting there with his feet propped up on
Oh,
on
Jackknife.
on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
edge
yeah.
of the table.
It's
It's
Ruan.
Bruin.
Uh,
Ruan. Yeah.
Ruan.
Asleep and gerbil clock him.
Yeah.
Yes.
As she gets up, she'll look at Tegan and and kind of look around at her people here. She looks at Gerbil, glad you're here. And
He smiles.
you don't know me. Yeah, I'm just a satyr who just stumbled in, and I shouldn't be here. And the people I invited to this table, none of us should probably be here, but so the library does, and the anthology. They drag everyone in to get what they want. So that's why I'm allowed to sit in here next to no less than 3 members of royalty. She holds her hand out to grab that bottle from Zavar. So I don't belong here. Cammy and Jackknife and Ruin, they don't belong here. But here we are, against terrible odds. But the library and anthology, that they're willing to do terrible, unspeakable things. They've already done these things. Some of you have had to watch that happen. Some of you have been powerless. Some of you may even have helped. They've dropped entire cities. They've killed thousands of mages. They've sunk ships just to get our attention. And they have it. And now we want yours as well. It's going to take all hands on deck to stop this. Because if the way that they flaunt their death and their power, if they do manage to get the Great One back, there won't be a Rheyes. There won't be an ocean to sail on. You won't have a place to raise your families if they can just bring a bugbear army in to distract you. You don't have a chance in this entire plane if we don't act now. And you don't have to take my word for it. You know these people better, but you will regret this if you don't listen. And she'll stand up a little bit. So, wish I had proof, but all the proof I have is at the bottom of some ocean, and the rest of it is hanging at the library. And that's the kind of people that you're dealing with. And so, she's gonna
claps.
nah.
Roll a perception check, a persuasion
Well,
check.
oh shit!
And don't forget D4.
All right, perception.
Yeah, persuasion. Persuasion.
Okay. All right. It's a 19 plus a D4. And it's a 2. Can I go ahead and add my
Oh yeah, you can
inspiration?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a
Oh,
D10.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm at 21, and let me add. Come on. And a 1. That's lovely. Okay.
Oh.
Let's see. 22
Great.
with 2 extra die. That's about right.
All right. Anyone else want to say anything?
I guess Sleep will, just go down the line. Sleep will step up. Hello. That was Junie. I like her. I am asleep. Some of you may know that. Most of you probably do not. A lot of you are probably wondering, why am I talking? But I don't know if I can add too much of what has already been said by my dear friends. But I do have a question. Have any of you ever heard of Die Cutter? Well, if you have not heard of it before, I doubt you will hear of it again, because Die Cutter is destroyed. Die Cutter is the city that my friends found me in the rubble along the Northern Crown in Dim Glimt. Because Die Cutter was taken from its spot here in Osbergen and cast aside. Not even to kill or hurt. The library knows that it can't reach the Northern Crown. It was merely for show and to get rid of Die Cutter. Now, I am lucky enough to have been found from that revel and awaken. But I'm afraid I won't know who I was. Why was I there? Where did I come from? I do not know. And I probably won't know. And we already know that this has happened multiple times. Mayor Rheyes' home is no longer there. That area is known as a desert in Dimglimp now. And it is happening all over Osbergen and Dimglimp. And nobody seems to be paying attention. Die Cutter was in the Underdark. Do you know what's happening in the Underdark? Because I know very little, other than that seems to be where a lot of problems are happening. And I don't know who I'm supposed to be. I call myself asleep because that was the first word I awoke to. People said I was asleep. So I am asleep. But I hope the rest of you are not asleep. I hope that all of you will awaken to this danger. Because it is dangerous. It is present. It is here. It is now. It has been happening. And like my friends have said, they won't stop until everybody has been affected. They claim to be doing this for mages and the people to reclaim what they lost in the Great War. But so far, I have met multiple people just in my short time who have laid down their lives or had their lives taken away from them simply because they are mages and the library used them as just a source to feed the so-called Great One. They do not care what the cost is. They will destroy everything. They have already destroyed planes. Planes I had never heard of, and I never will. Just like Die Cutter. I don't know who I was, but I know who I am now. And I want to be a hero. Thank you.
Make a persuasion check, asleep.
Oh, I forgot to give myself guidance. Oh.
Oh.
You may do so
I
now
mean-
if you wish.
That feels like a natural
Yes,
20 in my
please.
heart.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh gosh, that dice went flying. All right. Okay. Okay. That's a 10 plus 9. It's no 19.
19. Okay. Justice for Die Cutter.
Agreed.
I would make some t-shirts and sell them in the store.
Be honest, how many of you completely forgot that the city's name was Die Cutter till right now?
I couldn't remember. But
I couldn't remember. I was struggling, and I'm like, "Damn it!" I'm just
I
gonna wing it.
looked it up as soon as you guys bet. Yeah.
That was.
That was beautiful.
Would Gerbil like to say anything?
Gerbil would
You
like.
don't have to. I'm just asking.
He would just kind of stand up. Hey, yeah, I'm. Yeah, most of you know who I am. I gotta change my background so all you know who's talking. So, I mean, they already said it. I don't need to add too much more other than that library are assholes. They are so arrogant and full of themselves that they cannot even fathom that they might not win. And let me tell you, that means that they can fall. I've already seen it. Because I'm going to be perfectly honest. They tried to recruit me. They probably tried to recruit a bunch of people in this room. And I'm going to be perfectly honest. I had my goals. And if they had offered me a way to achieve my goals, I would have took it. But no, they instead chose to threaten me. And threaten the ones I care about. And be blatant in their disregard for life, for anybody, whether they support them or not. We've seen them kill their own. They don't care. Even their followers, they do not care about their followers. Only the library themselves, the higher-ups, care, and they're the only ones who think they will come out on top. Like I said, I had my goals, but those goals have shifted. And now those bastards are trying to throw cities. They have thrown cities at my children. And I'm going to kill every last one of them. So, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. They use and abuse, and they just don't give a fuck about anybody. They just want to destroy everything. And it's not even out of this so-called reverence of the Great One that they're trying to resurrect it. They just think it will give them what they want. And I'm afraid it's that pride and arrogance that's going to get everything destroyed. So, anyways, what do I know? I'm just a bugbear. And I'll sit down.
Make a persuasion check, please, with Gerbil.
Woo!
You got it.
Don't expect much, guys. 6.
Oof.
I'll give you my subscriber die.
Oh gosh, what are
It's my
subscriber dies?
It's a D10, I think.
I think it's 2d8.
Or is it 2D8? 2D8 then.
2d8, yeah.
Do I have subscriber die? I've been subscribed for how
Yeah,
many months?
yeah, and you might have a Patreon die.
You really do have a Patreon die, yes, and a
What
subscriber.
are Patreon dies?
Oh my
Although they
Patreon
don't,
dies the same thing?
they don't stack. Like you have to
Oh,
use them
I can only use
as
one.
you get them. Yeah, but Patreon dies, yes,
So, could I use Frank's Patreon dies?
yes. Well, Frank has
My-
a subscriber
or-
die, which is 2D10. I mean,
Can
2D8 or 2D?
Okay.
2d8.
2D8. And
2d8.
you have a subscriber die, which I believe is the same thing. I mean, not as well. A subscriber die,
Okay.
yes, is 2D8, I believe Patreon Die is the same thing, but anyone in chat, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna use my subscriber dice and Frank's. Thank you, Frank. Hey, you all should be subscribers. All right.
Want to help about a bugbear
right.
in need?
Yeah. I know. Quick, subscribe now.
I'm just now realizing how this music sounds like Jeopardy, like time.
It really does.
All right. That's a 6 plus a 9 plus a 6.
Are y'all
which is
hearing it through the Zoom thing?
21.
No.
No, I'm playing it on Spotify.
Oh, okay, got you. How much was it?
So.
21?
21 total.
All right.
6 plus a 9 plus a 6.
Some good rolls. Okay. So Gerbil sits down. Mayor Rheyes will stand up and come over to the front, to the head of the table. Well, now that you've heard from the group, is there any questions? How about this? How about I go around to each of you, get your take on what's going on, if you have any questions, for to kind of like lean in to like Tegan. Does your group have a name of any sort?
Gosh,
have a name?
we've never come up with a name.
Avengers.
We're gonna come up with
Avengers.
something really crappy and it's gonna stick. This is the moment.
I mean, why
Are we not the
shouldn't we be
Forsaken?
the Forsaken?
I mean,
Yeah.
who knows?
Not us. Not us.
We
don't
are
know.
the Forsaken.
Do we want to plant that flag?
Yeah, let's play it. Yeah, because anything else might pale in comparison.
We're the Forsaken because we're the ancestors who were forsaken. I don't know. That sounds good.
Okay, so if you have any questions for the Forsaken, and or if you have
Nice.
anything
Roll
that
credits.
you just right over Mayor Rheyes talking.
Yeah, just tune into the sequel, folks. Yep.
Wow. Perfect.
Or if you also if you have any help that you would like to provide. I know that all of you can. Some of you run kingdoms. So consider before you say what it is or say that you don't want to help. Consider the words that were just spoken. All right. We'll start at the let's see here. She will look over to probably the Crestwoods, I would say first. Yes, Teodric Anulith, Crestwood. Any questions or anything you'd like to say? Teodric, which is the king, will stand. I'm a bit torn. I have been addressed by the anthology, by the library. As most of you know, well, kind of look at the group, at the people who he knows aren't royalty. Well, some of you may know. When standing as king or queen or council, you see planes rise and fall and kingdoms rise and fall. My own kingdom itself has had problems to the point to where at times during our reign, I've wondered if we would be standing the next day. The Bugbear army has knocked quite a bit of our defenses. And the library did warn me of an influx of people from a plane, which they didn't name, having problems, they said. They didn't name, of course, anything specific. Didn't say that they were the cause, of course, but... and said that they could offer protection. I bemoan the troubles that your group has encountered, and it sounds horrible, horrific even. But I also want to protect my kingdom, and am aware that in the march of history, look at the Mage Wars. These things happen. Wars, kingdoms and planes fall. So I'm not sure. No, you see kind of his wife kind of tug on his sleeve. I'm just not sure that I should stand with your group or not. When there's a whole army of mages promising protection that you say is false, but I have no reason to believe that other than your words and your testimony. I guess that's my my kavit. John will stand. I was kind of looking at your group. I want to apologize for my parents. They seem to not understand the situation that we're in. Oh no, John, I understand the situation. And perhaps I understand it far better than you, with my experience. There'll be a pregnant pause if anyone wants to say anything.
Well, yeah. Tegan will rise. I understand your feelings, but beware, sometimes capitulation and submission comes in the guise of protection. There's a saying where I come from. It is unwise to try to appease the wolf, hoping he will eat you last. In the end, your downfall is still guaranteed.
Agnes will rise. I know most of you don't know me. I've traveled with this group for some time, and I can say that they have my assistance. If not, well, now, but in the future as well. Kind of look directly at Teodric. I have been behind the walls of the very people that have promised you assistance, King. And I have seen more years than you have. And I can say that with authority, as it is my daughter who runs the very institution that these people have spoke against. Looks back directly at Teodric and the Crestwoods. They're not planning on helping you. You are an ant to them, and they will crush you at the first opportunity. Thank you. She'll sit down. Anyone else want to add anything? Or are you guys good? Okay. Teodric was still standing. I'll just... Okay. Alright. Glances at John. You have my family's support. I have armies that I can provide you. You need it. Mages. We will help. You kind of sit down, still looking a little perturbed. Kind of like a person who has to go inward when they don't usually think inward, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Have to consider.
We gave them something to think about, yeah.
Right. Mayor Rheyes will nod and kind of give your group kind of this look of like, good job. And we'll probably look over to Anselm, Queen Anselm, Tesca. Oh, I wrote that down wrong. It's Tesca, not Tesla.
I was wondering.
I was wondering. I was
Yeah,
like, I feel like I would have
it's-
remembered that.
It's Tesca Anselm. Tesca will...
I've just bought a flock of birds that will annoy everybody.
Tesca will stand. So Thor will start to stand with her, like, oh, and Tesca will kind of like, no, it's fine, and will stand. The two automatons taking a step forward behind her. She'll kind of hold up a hand. She'll nod to your group. As most of you know, I have lost my husband as of recent. King Anselm, if some of you didn't know, is dead. I kind of think that time caught up with him. But I have been approached by the library, and, well, I will say, in case it comes up in any of your travels, that they do think that I am on their side, and that I worship the Great One that they're trying to raise, but I would like to make it clear that I do not. I only made them think that so they would give me information and, well, leave my kingdom alone. But I can see the importance of assistance during this time. I feel like that there are, in every century, someone claiming to be the Great One. So, well, I'm afraid that history will only prove that this will happen again. I will pledge my support now, should you need it. I have some motion towards the automatons behind her. I have some automatons, a small army of them that I can give you for support. They follow instruction. They have been built by Wineda, which you may be in acquaintance with. But they can help and I don't have much of an army left after the bugbear invasion, but also, she'll kind of like turn to one of the automatons and tell it to turn around, and will almost like remove a panel on its back, and out will come this little compartment. And pulling out from the compartment is a time device. I believe that this belongs to your group. And she'll give it to the automaton, which will come over and we'll say give it to you, Tegan. Thank you.
Depending on where I'm at, I will stand and walk over to Tegan.
Oh yeah, I'll handle right over.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
it just teleports immediately to the dreidel.
yep, just whoop, right in the bag.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it just all of a sudden it pops up in the dreidel's lap.
You just like
That would
put
be-
it in his
yes.
bag. You put it in your bag, and then all of a sudden, over by the jail, you just hear it back go boom.
Oh.
Yes,
Perfect.
that is exactly it. At least it falls in a bag, and it's not like something opens up. So it's like I put it in the bag, and then whap falls on the table. Oh, this could be bad.
Oh.
Yes, I am
Oh.
putting it in the bag because that's what I do.
Mhm.
Next, Ralau. Mayor Rheyes will kind of give a nod. Thank you. And will look to Queen Council Sata and the 3 that came with her. Ralau, a dark elf with the long, dark blue hair, kind of in a knight type uniform, will stand. I'm here representing Queen Council Sata, and as part of her ruling council. She'll look towards the group. You have our support. We have an army that we can provide. And possibly some dwarven fighters as well, as we have some additions to the kingdom. I guess I can say that we've had some dwarves that have moved in to our city, escaping the Underdark and the forces that protect the Great One. They might have some knowledge, and if not, they'll have what they need, which is fighting experience. Gives like another nod, and we'll sit down. Were you going to say something, Tegan?
No. I was just
Okay.
making a note.
Okay. Mayor Rheyes will nod. Thank them. And we'll probably, let's see here, Vari, not here. Oh yes. Mayor Rheyes would look to the 2 Yantis. They look again very similar, Nahia and Oshaha, who will both stand together. Nahia and Oshaha of the Risea Empire. Do you have any questions or need to have any support you can give if you want? Nahia will nod to her brother. Siblings, which I didn't mention. Yes, while we tend to be a city that doesn't take sides, this seems like an extraneous cause that we would like to offer cautious support. We can provide a little bit of forces, I think. while still keeping our city protected. One of the biggest in Osbergen. You'll hear a couple of groans. But we can provide a little bit of forces for you if you need. And she'll sit down.
I almost hate to do this insight check.
Sure, go
I was
ahead.
about to say, can Asleep also do an insight check on like just kind of everybody in the room? Just a quick scan.
Sure, yeah, you can do a scan insight check.
Tegan, you go first.
Tegan, what
Yeah,
did you...
Since yours is specialized.
But knowing that they are the rulers of the Russia Empire, right?
Yes, correct.
That's why I'm inciting check to see if they have been already influenced.
Okay, see if you can see any
Yeah.
any, like, they're holding anything back or anything
Right.
like that when they're... Okay,
Yep.
What did you roll?
21.
Okay. Tegan, you don't really sense, like, that they're hiding something. It seems more that they are extremely hesitant. And while pledging support and pledging some of their forces, they do seem probably more hesitant than even the Crustwoods. But I would say that with your background, that throughout the evening, or I mean throughout the day, as you've kind of like before the meeting, and you've kind of probably been watching everyone, you probably would have noticed that they seem reserved in general.
Okay.
And very to themselves, but they do seem very extremely hesitant to promise these forces to the group. And Asleep for your roll.
13.
Okay.
Not that good.
Everyone seems generally like you see a lot of you see some skepticism, some more on other people than on some people than others. But for the people that have spoken so far, they seem pretty genuine.
Okay.
They'll look to the two Kinkus next. Piercer and Bell.
They're the Kinkus. Okay.
Mayors of Zelfir. They will both stand. I would like the group to make a I keep wanting to say persuasion now, perception check. And I'll come around and get your rolls. Tegan, what did you roll?
22.
Okay. Zavar?
18.
18. Juniper?
17.
And Asleep?
15.
Okay. Yeah, I would say that you all notice that Piercer, which is the like Belle seems to be wearing kind of like a dress attire. Piercer seems to be wearing more of a regal suit with different fabrics, but kind of a medieval suit. Is wearing a black kinku feather on their cloak. I mean, they have black feathers anyways, but there's a feather on their cloak that everyone except Asleep, probably because Asleep rolled a 15, would probably notice that the feather, pretty large, looks like maybe a tail feather, has painted on it Zephyr, as well as a kind of like a night sky around, like painted on the feather as well. And that's kind of attached to Piercer's cloak. But they both stand. kind of having very kinku-like movements. Piercer will kind of nod. Support? Yes. And they'll both sit down. Next, let's just go around the table now. Next, Mayor Rheyes will look at Run. And you. Run will just kind of look surprised for a second and look at you, Juniper. And, I kind of like pushes the plate aside and stands up. I don't know what I'm doing here. But, I support Junie, of course. Sometimes I find that, things can be a bit, not exaggerated, but, kind of blown out of proportion. Stories, starts one time and kind of goes and becomes something else. You know how it is, Mayor. Yeah. I'm not saying that anyone's lying here. I just,
Tegan.
Stories can roll. And anyways, Judy knows that I got her back. Gives you a wink. And that's what matters, right? Thank you.
Gerbil's gonna do a fucking insight check.
Do an insight check.
You know what? I'm gonna do it too.
Okay. All right.
18 for Gerbil.
Oh, let's see. Oh, not very good for me. A 9, as usual.
Okay. Yeah, Juniper,
As
you're
usual,
a little.
I eat it right up.
You're a little flustered and just kind of like, it's not unbelievable behavior to you, but you're just kind of like in present company, kind of like when one of your friends is around another friend group that they're not, and you're just like,
You embarrass me.
Gerbil. And this guys, there's a lot of BS happening here, right? You could almost see the sweat coming off of his brow. He seemed nervous and just very kind of like someone who is nervous and in an uncomfortable situation, and they're just trying to make it through so they can get to the next thing. So, does that help?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
What have I done?
You knew exactly what you were doing.
So Thora, you've already talked to those. Crest words. Okay. So Mayor Rheyes will look to Herc and Gilly. And they'll both kind of, Herc will kind of stand, and we're here to support anything we can do. Zavar, we got you. We'll sit down. We'll just say, just for sake, they'll go over to Ozu and Toriuni.
The monks.
Toriuni. I said it right last time.
Yes, you did. Mr. and Mrs. Monk.
Who will nod, and Ozu will stand. Of course, Zavar has our support, as does his group and his friends, and anyone suffering against this. Gutrath here is from the Bugbear Army and says that they Gutrath will awkwardly stand and You want to tell them what happened to the bugbear army that was around you. He was part of the army, but he is, him and 3 others at our monastery in Osbergen have, helped and, are not part of that life anymore. Gitrath? Yes. The army around me, the other bugbears I was with at the time, but no longer. Right, yes. They disappeared into a magic hole that appeared when other humans and mages appeared. Some were killed, but a lot were gone. Gitrath will sit down. But again, we'll always support you, Zavar. Anything that the monastery can provide. And they'll sit down. They'll go over to Nelian, who will pledge his support as, leader of the Thieves Guild. And anything that he can do with the Thieves Guild that he has. There's not that many of them, but he said that he would try to reach out to other Thieves guilds as well, get their status. Said that he's already reached out to a few. And of course, when mentioning Tegan, and also the monstrosities that have happened that Tegan had already told him about, they seem ready to help in what ways that they can. Greelick, stand. I'm here representing the mages of. Oh my gosh, Stephanie. Bairn, that's it. I'm here representing the mages of Bairn. I've met the group before. The library and the anthology, of course, has tried to push in on the city, but we have fought them off and will continue to do so. And we will help, of course, if we can. The group is considered freedom fighters of Bairn, oddly enough. So, of course, you have the support of the Bairn mages.
Maybe we'll just kind of lead over. I guess we should have visited him at some point. Huh.
I think it'll give him a
Hindsight 2020.
Yeah, I think it'll be like, I told you so. I told you so. I told you so.
Let's see here. Jackknife and Cammy, of course, will say that they will support Juniper and whatever that they can. Nadronal, she will kind of pass over Nadronal and be like, I invited Nadronal here less for, obviously he supports the cause, but he has offered any help that he can provide with the Northern Crown in Dimglimt. Yes, which is under the possibility of being non-existent, thanks to the library. So, he's here to provide. Let's see here. Pierce and Bell already went. John, of course, will say whatever you need, with my assistance, with my, magic. I'll go anywhere you need me to. Javika will say that she, supports you as well. That you have the support of Lisa Deer, saying that they can't really provide that much support as far as like forces go, of course, because they don't really have an army or really guards in Lisa Deer. But she will anything, if you need something, just let them know. And that she's
Griffin
there.
Cavalry. No.
Oh, wait, actually, wait. You're not lying. She will offer.
As a war fighter.
She will. Completely forgot about that. They can provide some magical assistance, as well as the blessings of Elistray. She will say because she's the priestess of the temple there. Can provide griffins. They have found more adults, so they can provide some adult griffins to fly in, possibly up to 20. And also the mother, she will provide to your group if you need an adult griffin to help you travel. Yes. Let's see here. Shavika, Dripple, of course. Zatara will, of course, support the group. Oh, that was the same guy. Okay. Yeah, Zatara will support the group. She'll say that, yeah, anything that she can provide. Leighton, the last one at the table, will stand just... Well, I don't really know what to say here. But... Quick question out of character. Who has the sending stone to Jordea? Was that you, Tegan?
Yeah, I'm
I think-
pretty sure.
I thought
Okay.
Gerbil gave it specifically to Junie.
Oh, to Juniper?
Yeah,
Sure.
because
Okay, that makes sense.
unless Judy gave it to Tegan and he wanted to get rid of it, I don't know.
Juniper, would you have given it to Tegan, or would you have kept it?
Oh, I totally let Tegan be my call screener.
Okay.
Yes,
So
give it to
Tegan.
Tegan.
Okay, so Tegan, as
Yes.
Leighton's mumbling his way through something, telling about the attack and blah blah blah, Tegan, you would get a ping on your sending stone from Jordea. Hey, can I have the coordinates for the closest teleportation circle? Thanks. Emergency. That's
Okay,
it.
and
That's
I'll quick check with quietly aside with Renarius and respond to Drudea's request with that
it. Okay.
information.
Rhaenyra would probably have to talk to, like, he'd probably get the mayor's attention, like, in hushed tones. Wow, Leighton's still going on, because he's drunk at this point, probably.
Right.
And she'll give him the coordinates. She said that there's a teleportation circle actually right off of the meeting room. There's a door that you can see. And he'll relay that to you, which you can relay to Judea.
Mm-hmm.
Mayor Rheyes will kind of go to one of the guards and, go towards the transportation room, the teleportation room. And a couple of seconds later, the door will open and Mayor Rheyes will step out of the teleportation room with Judea bleeding at her side.
Oh.
She'll kind of bring Judea over the table, and Leighton's still talking. Mayor Rheyes will be like, I'm sorry, could you just, and Judea will be like, I'm so glad I found you guys. Meeting room is completely quiet. But she's barely supporting herself on the table. Dimglimt. I don't believe this. Dimglimt is just ripping apart. It's in fragments now. Oh, right. And she'll pull her out of her satchel and put Polo on the table. Oh, could you tell them, please? Oh, could you get a medic, please? Reyes is talking to one of the guards. He'll be like, oh, hey! There's a lot of people here. I kind of walk over to, like, Tegan and, like, to the group that he knows. Hey, guys. Hi. Hey. News, from Dinglimt. It's kind of a mess. Everything's kind of broken up into fragments. There's a bunch of rifts everywhere. And you'll kind of, Nadrana will kind of stand immediately. There's a big crack, and I think Tim Glimt is dying. And that's why we're in tonight's session.
What?
So much for downtime.
So
I was thinking the entire time. I was just like, didn't Adrenal have to stay in Northern Crown to keep it protected? That was running through my head, and I didn't say anything because Asleep wouldn't have thought about that.
all right, so
Wow.
that's it for tonight's session. That's
Nice.
it. Curtain
Wow.
close.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
That's it.
We finally have a name!
Woo! Yay!
And
All
meanwhile,
right.
Steph probably hates us for stealing a name she's had prepared for something else for
Never.
127 episodes.
Never. Thank you all so
127.
much. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, viewers, for being here. And for anyone that watches the YouTube video after, thank you so much. You've been watching The Forsaken, episode 127. We have a lot of cool stuff. I have the hiccups. Cool stuff here on the channel. This is a partially
Keep
updated
drinking.
schedule, but yeah, just keep drinking. Again, Forsaken. We're in the end times of the
Oh, no.
campaign. So we have a few sessions left. More than 2, but less than probably 10. So stay tuned. You can catch up on YouTube. We have all of our videos there from the last 3 years, 126 episodes.
Start binging now.
Start binging now. Sundered Fate, our newest campaign on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, not at 10. And so that will be over at 12 a.m. Eastern Time. But that's our newest campaign. Dan DMs that. Really cool. Thursday, Paint by Minnie should be back. It might just be me. But stay tuned for that. If you're not part of our Discord, please join. It's the best place to be. This is where we update you on a bunch of stuff. We have a lot of community stuff happening. And yes, thank you so much for our raiders who came in with Fabled 42. No, wait a minute, that wasn't it. It was just 1 Geek 411. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And let's see here. We also have our In Extremis on Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. All right. So I think with just the small amount of viewers that we have currently, we'll just go ahead and just call it here. Let me take the schedule off so we can say goodbye. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your night. We'll catch you for tomorrow evening for Sundered Fate. Join our Patreon if you haven't joined it yet. Check out our website.
Movie night this
links below.
Wednesday.
Movie night this Wednesday for $20 tiers and up. Where are you at? But we'll see you next time. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.